Hey everybody, it's Murgle, and today I'm going to go over the God Queen Sigryn's fight. Okay, it's pretty absurd, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to try and simplify this as much as possible. And look for key things. I'll zoom in on the things that you need to pay attention to, and I'll explain as this is going. So this is my live attempt to where I did beat it. I am an 880 item level Warlock. This is the Demonology skins effect. I know a bunch of other classes share the same fight, so I'm not going to go into what I used as a Demo Warlock. I'm just going to go into what's important. Now the fight's going to start off with these three. Pretty simple. I pre-pot and just do a little bit of DPS. There's no reason you shouldn't. And then that's it. This is the main fight for, like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And then you're going to see Jarl get what's called, it's an empowerment buff, and he starts moving really slowly, but he'll do 500% damage, so you have to kite him. Now, you can put another slowing ability on top of his slow, which is what I do, you'll see here in a second. And I put Jarl, I use my pet's ability for crippling, so he moves even slower. So now he's moving at like 30% speed. He's very easy to kite. He can also be stunned during this phase. Now these runes appeared, and you'll see the runes right there that I run over them. You have to run over these before they shrink, or they'll explode and do about 2.5 million damage. You can tank this damage if you're full HP and use like a cooldown, but it's not recommended. And at this point I feared Sigryn, because Sigryn is about to use an ability right here, where she empowers with Fell Power. But if she's already used under some effective CC of any sort, I choose to fear her. You can stun her, you can probably gouge her, blind her, anything. As long as she's under the effect, she will not cast her empowerment. But you also get that rune phase right there that you need to make sure you're running over. There's a lot of things going on. You'll see the green pools on the ground, those are extra damage. These little whirling blades are extra damage. At this point, I'm focusing Runeseer Faliar, because Faliar is going to get the effect of a shield that has to be zerged down. And if he doesn't get interrupted, this is like a 4 to 5 million damage ability, and close to one shot. You could tank it again if you're like maxed out HP and use a cooldown, but it will hit you for a lot. I choose to stack them up because their damage is shared, so the more you have them stacked, the easier this is. And as you saw, I had to avoid that wave there. If you don't line up with the Valkyr and get inside their holes, you're gonna die. As you saw, Jarl Velbrand just cast Blade Storm. Now the Blade Storm ability is, he can be stunned and it'll just stop casting. So it's really nice. Sigryn is supposed to do a Fell Empowerment there too, but I hit them both with Shadow Fury, so it means that I didn't have to deal with either of these effects. Again, if Sigryn is casting her Fell Empowerment, you just need to CC her. As you saw, the Valkyr wave appears, runes appear. You have to be careful and get the runes that are close, because there will be 3 runes every single time, and 2 of them will be smaller. You gotta try and get the 2 small ones before you get inside the wave, or you're gonna miss it. This is another Ancestral Knowledge phase, which means he needs to be burned down and interrupted, or again, a lot of damage. There's a lot of things going on here. Now these golden orbs, as you see I run through them, they heal you. For the most part, I use them when they're there, but I'm mostly healing myself with things like my damage, which does a lot of healing, as well as my drain life when I'm really desperate. So there's another Valkyr phase. They're going to come across. Got to get these runes, as well as being careful, because Drekar will go under the effect of his empowerment. So if you don't slow him down and kite him, you're going to get hit really hard. And then a rune phase will appear, so you might have to tank a hit or 2 to make sure you get the runes. Be careful, because if not, that could happen. I could have been hit by those easily. So keep running around getting the runes when available. And then this will happen. You'll get both of them. I chose, you can see she turns green and shoots out. I feared her, and then I just ran away from Drekthar because I want to keep my stun for the next phase. You'll see in a second he'll spin again. And it's best if you, I have a long stun ability, so I want to save it for when I can. I run over to fear her again, because as long as she's still CC'd, I don't take any damage from her Fell Empowerment. It's very, you gotta, that's why I keep her on focus, so I can keep track of her. And then I stun him there. You'll see, he does his thing. And then, this is where it starts to get easier, I would say. This part is where you're in what I would call the burn phase. The only abilities that are going to happen are ancestral knowledge and the green fire on the ground, as well as the Valkyr waves. So as long as you can keep healing yourself through this phase, it says Sigryn empowers her entire council. So they stop doing anything except for him casting ancestral knowledge, her casting the Valkyr, and the green fire on the ground. So this is the home stretch. If you can keep yourself alive and get your interrupts off at this point, this is all you're doing. Interrupting, healing, blocking these casts, and you're good to go. Legit, this is it. The hard part is over. This is where it gets easy. Keep your head level. Do not panic. Watch for the waves. Go nice and slow. Like, there's no rush. There's no enrage timer on this. The only thing that's going to keep happening is he's going to be casting his ancestral knowledge, and she will be casting the Valkyr waves as well as the green fire. So at this point, there's really nothing to do. Just keep burning them out, and I'm going to speed it up here so you can see the rest of the fight. But again, this is the only thing that's happening. The same thing that you just saw is a repeat until the end of the fight. So just make sure you're keeping yourself alive. That's it. Grind it out. And here we are at the end of the fight. Okay, we're at the end of the fight. You'll see that I've killed one of them. Jarl's gone. And at one point, they'll surrender. And this is the end. Now, I'm going to include from this part on, I won't be talking. It's just lore stuff if you want to see what happens after you get the event done. But definitely really enjoyed these challenges. They're a lot of fun. I will try and make guides explaining the other stuff. If there's any questions, I can really only say that practice is very important in this fight because there's a lot of things going on. And me explaining it sounds nice, but I don't think you're really going to get the gist of it until you're in here doing it. Know what I mean? It's one of those, do it is easier than saying it. So, if you want to watch it, I will include what happens from this point on, but it's only lore stuff. And it's up to you. Alright. Good luck. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy, and I will be doing the other challenge modes as I can. So, see you again soon.
Of the crown, you must become God Queen. What? Surely after the mistakes I've made, I am unfit to rule our people. You possess the strength and will to overcome the Fel, something no Vrykul before you has ever done. I know now that my visions were true. You are destined to unite the Tidescorn against the Legion. Can you set aside your misgivings and do what is needed for your people? I will. If it takes my last breath. I will unite the Tidescorn once more, so that we may drive the Legion from this land.
It is done. Rise, Sigryn. I name you God Queen of the
I stand
Tidescorn.
unbroken. It seems you are right, outsider. Thank you for helping me find my path. My shield is ready.
There is much